Hello everyone, this is Lone Star Lawman back with one of my informal gun reviews. Remember I told you last time we would have a part 2 of the Walther PDP compact, and the difference is today is from what last time I showed you the original sights. Well, these sights have been new and improved, as they say. I went ahead and ordered from XS Sights, this glow-in-the-dark looking night sight. It has an orange background. Let me pull it out, let me see that a little better. And then at night it kind of illuminates the green and yellow, which is great. And here's a profile of it. Let's see the top, and then there's the profile. Pretty nice, really good, nice night sights. Now, I ordered the night sight minimalist from XS Sights, but when I took it to the gunsmith, or the gun place I took to, where they mount a lot of firearms, but they're mostly Glock people. But supposedly the sight was both of the sights were supposed to fit on this without any problem. However, as you'll see, the back sight here, it is tritium also. But that's not the sight I ordered. What happened was, first I'll put this back down and then I'll show you what happened. What happened was when they were trying to install this sight. See, this is the minimalist. It doesn't have anything on the back of it except some wavy lines, and it sits in a little bit of an angle, if you look at it. So they couldn't fit it on. So in fact, when they were trying to fit it on, as you can see here, they sheared off some of it. So my guess is the guy was a little too aggressive or used machinery he probably shouldn't have. But anyway, he sheared it off, and then I guess to pacify me and to make me feel a little better, he gave me something free, which is this rear sight. But here's the funny part, this is the Frankenstein gun now, because the front sight is XS Sights, the back sight is Ameriglow, 2 tritium dots there. Now when you look down this thing, I like the black because I can concentrate on the orange sight first. But as you can see, it's not that difficult. The 3-dot system's kind of going out of style. I think a lot of people, that's why I wanted to put the minimalist on there, because with the minimalist I just focus right on that front sight, but I don't think I'll have too much problem with that. But I wanted you especially to see that nice orange sight up front, and we're getting closer. Let's see if we can, hopefully this thing can focus. Okay. Well, I don't know if it will or not, but that's what it looks like. So, I did take it out to the range with the new sights. What they told me at the gun store is to make sure you wait at least 72 hours, at least, to let the Loctite thread locker that they use to install these sights, for it to get all hardened up and be able to take the vibration. I am told the best Loctite thread locker to use on handgun sights is the Loctite thread locker 262. There is a 271, but it's really strong. You might have some real problems if you ever want to switch your sights again. But the 262 is the happy place where you can put these sights on. And if you have to change them out. You can always get them out, but it won't be easy, but it won't be real that hard either, from what they tell me. Okay, I wanted to show you that. And I also wanted to show you, remember I was telling you last time that there was a holster coming in for it? Well, it finally got here. And guess who it's from? Yep, Walther. Walther holster right there, okay? So let's take a look at it. I ordered my usual black carbon fiber. As you can see, it's really nice. They even did it on both sides, which surprised me. Most of the time they do it on just one side. But they did it on both sides, and you can see it looks really nice. It is a outside the waistband holster. It is called the Light Tuck. The Light Tuck. I got it with what these are called, or the pancake wings. And you see these little cutouts right here on the wings, so your belt will fit there real nicely. And you can tell by the shape, it should hug your body better with these wings rather than the standard loops, because the standard loops are just kind of loose right here, and they're kind of harder to get on. And if you have belt buckles that are kind of large or whatever, you know, you can get them through these, where you might have trouble with the other ones. Okay, so let's see how this thing fits. Okay, all right, take it out, put it in, let's see what it sounds like. Hear that sound? Ain't that great? It's a nice snapping sound. Take it out again, give you a bit better angle. There you go. And you can see it covers the complete trigger guard, which is what these should do. And goes all the way to the top of the edge of the slide, which is great. Covers enough of the magazine release to where it shouldn't activate by accident or anything like that. One thing on this side you should notice is the tension screw. Okay. Also, if you want to, because they have a third hole, in case you want to take this off and adjust the cant, either steeper or straight or whatever you want to do. But I like it to just a normal 10-degree cant. Okay. Now, the other project that I'm working on, now I'll go with you now. I haven't done it yet, but if you look at my videos, do you remember the old Springfield Armory SA-35 that I have? Okay. I've had this probably about a year and a half or so. I really like it. I've got some lock grips, LOK grips on it. They're really thin, and it fits my hand really good. But the project I'm about to tell you I'm working on is to replace the front sight. Why? Because it's just a plain white dot. Okay, great for the daytime, it won't help you much at nighttime. So what I did was, and I got the night sight for this from Ameriglow. Let me put this down. Let you see the front sight that I'm going to install later. I've got everything I need except one thing, the Loctite 262. None of my local stores had them. So I had to order online through Amazon, and hopefully I'll see it soon, here in a couple of days or so. Okay, let me get up here and show you this. Now this is, the SA-35 is really hard to find a front night sight for. I looked at this one, and it's actually for a Hellcat, Springfield Armory Hellcat. But I measured the dimensions on the side here and on the side itself, and I measured the front part of the Springfield Armory muzzle here. And if you can see, let me see if I can fit this on camera, or not fit it, but kind of compare it a little bit. See, it's about the same width Exactly, okay? The hard part's going to be, you see here on the front sight, these are dovetailed in, and they're really flush right there with the shape of the slide. So I'm going to have to use a brass punch or something like that. Make sure I get at the right angle so I can do it right to knock it out. I could get one of those sight pushers, which is a little contraption that you put over the gun, and through force and by screwing, it'll push it out. But I'm going to try it this way because that's the old-fashioned way, and I want to see if I can do it. That's the thing. I've been since I've retired, I've been trying to learn to do things myself because everything costs so much money. I actually, if you saw my video on the 1911 I had, not the Dan Wesson, but the TSOS, I replaced the hammer. I put it with the wider hammer than over the old thin one that it came in. I like the older, wider ones. And I just found a good video on YouTube that did it step by step. So I would pause it between each step, making sure I was doing it right, and it worked. It worked very good. Okay, that's enough about the Springfield Armory SA-35 and the new sight I'm going to put on it. Okay, all right, now let's talk about one more thing. You know about this gun, the Dan Wesson Vigil CCO. I did make a video on it already, but I had some funky grips on it, which I decided I didn't like, and I went ahead and switched them back to the original. Some of the comments I got on that one was like not very good either. So I said, well, I guess they're probably right. So I put the old ones back on, and you can see they look just fine. Have good texture, easy to grip, and what have you. I got a holster finally that would fit pretty good on this gun. And of course it was a Vetter, but it's a little different. And what the difference is, it is a ACU camo. Not forget what ACU stands for. C probably camouflage, and I don't know what U stands for. Maybe it's all-terrain camo uniform. I don't know. If some of you smart guys out there and gals that know a little bit more about that subject than me, please feel free to put it in the comments. And see, it's a light draw again. That's the brand I showed you the first time. And as you can see, they did a great job. They did it on both sides too. And of course, I got the wings like I told you I did the other one. Of course, both of the holsters I showed you have a tension screw. You tighten it if you want it to come out of the holster a little more snug, or lighter if you want it to come out more easy. Okay, so let's try this Dan Wesson in here. Snaps right in, does everything it's supposed to, cover the trigger guard, the whole gun. And contrary to popular belief, 1911s are not that thick. You can wear them pretty good either inside or outside the waistband, depending on how you position it. Of course, outside the waistband, like I like to do, probably it might be a little bit more noticeable. But thank God I live in the state of Texas, where we have open and concealed carry. So if I'm printing, it doesn't matter. If somebody sees it, who cares? Okay. All right. Well, gang, let me bring in all the boys in and tell you that I had a great time when I went to the range with the Walther with the new sights on it. It shoots right to zero. They zeroed it really good. It's easier to pick up when I'm shooting on the range, and I really am pleased with it. So that's about it here from Central Texas, here at the compound, not much of a compound, of Lone Star Lawman. And I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.